I will reduce rules, regulations, and laws. I will personally, because this is one of the things I am good at, I will go out and I will work with those business owners, and I will find out what is it going to take to keep you here. And not only that, but we can talk about bringing all the Silicon Valley jobs that we want to the state. But it's not going to solve the problems and the needs of Californians. The felt needs of Californians are this: 60% of the people unemployed right now come from manufacturing and trade-related jobs. We need small business back in this state. We need manufacturing back in this state. We need trade back in this state. And I will fight for that by personally getting out of that office in Sacramento and going to wherever they are in this state to find out what I need to do to keep them here, and to go to wherever they are in this country to get them to relocate here.
I'd like to introduce Sheriff Richard Mack.
Are you going to elect people who are going to keep their oath? Are you going to elect people who will keep their word? Somebody over here asked, the lady that asked, how do I know that Ken Miller is going to keep his word? That he won't become just like the others? Well, I'll tell you about that too. Don't keep him there too long. He doesn't want to be there that long to get corrected. Leave him there for maybe a term or two. And that's it. He's not a career politician. That's another reason you can trust him. And he's not a Washington, D.C. politician. That's another reason you can trust him. And I will say, Jay LaSweer and others that I've endorsed around this state, Bill Hunt for Sheriff in Orange County, Jay LaSweer in San Diego County, and Ken Miller are all people who I know will keep their word. The oath is what we're talking about here. This is what these men will swear to do. There it is. How many do you know in this state and in the Washington, D.C. corruption called the cesspool of D.C. that actually keep this oath? We have got to know and understand that what made this country great is what we must return to. If we allow our foundation to be destroyed, the rest of the building goes with it. Let's make no mistake. Ken said something that we're about to lose all our freedoms and we'd never get it back. It's beyond that. America is on her deathbed. She's worse than ICU. She's on life support. And we are the only ones that can bring her back. She can be brought back. And it's going to be very difficult, and it's going to take a lot of time and everything, pledging our lives and fortunes and sacred honor to this holy cause. We're now part of a great movement. It's not just tea parties. It's all of us coming together as Americans, as brothers and sisters in this great country. And let me tell you something else it's not. It's not about conspiracy theories. It's not about whether Barack Obama has a birth certificate. It's not chemtrails. And it's not the JFK assassination. Okay? This is about one thing and one thing only. Will we, as America, and as the citizens of this great country, and as the citizens of this great state, put the Constitution back as the supreme law of the land, and have local leaders who will keep that oath? I know one guy running for governor in this state that will. His name's Ken Miller. You just met him. So where do we spend our time and energy there? And then if we have sheriffs backing him, I will tell you, I've already put this message out on YouTube, that every sheriff that allowed the water to continue to be turned off was just as guilty as the people who turned it off. We are in charge of what happens in our counties. To sit back and for any sheriff, anywhere, to say, gosh, I wish the federal government wasn't the damn boss of our water. We just cost 80,000 jobs and at least half the nuts and produce for this country, and we're sitting back and saying, doggone it. Are you kidding me? Turn the water on. Go there. You issue the order. And you arrest somebody who turns that water off. You think they're going to try it again the next day after you arrest the guys who turn it off? The EPA does not run this state. The BLM does not run this state. The Bureau of Land Management, any of them, the Department of the Interior does not run this state. Let me emphasize this again. The federal government has absolutely no authority or jurisdictional power to turn off your water or to tell your sheriff or your state what to do in anything. In America, the people are in charge. And the Declaration of Independence says we have the right to tell government what to do. If we are your subjects, and if we are your slaves, we would not be able to do that. So we will keep our guns, and you will keep your distance. Next one. It is incontestable that the Constitution established a system of dual sovereignty. Although the states surrendered many of their powers to the new federal government, they retained a residuary and inviolable sovereignty. This is one place where Scalia made a mistake. It wasn't many, it was a few. And he actually corrects himself here in just a second. Let's go to the next one. Residual state sovereignty was also implicit, of course, in the Constitution's conferral upon Congress of not all governmental powers. I told you, he's correcting it right now. But only discrete enumerated ones, which implication was in rhetoric expressed by the 10th Amendment. The powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution nor prohibited by it to the states are reserved to the states respectively or to the people. In other words, the Founding Fathers are telling all future tyrants or people who want to go outside the Constitution in Washington, D.C., if you think we forgot something, you can't do that either. And that's the 10th Amendment. And it only applies if people in this state say so. And that means states and counties and cities and school boards and anyone else who has taken an oath in California to uphold and defend the U.S. Constitution. In other words, to uphold and defend freedom. Next. The great innovation, and most of this that we're talking about now is in the book. Okay, so when your sheriff sees this, he's going to see what the Supreme Court of the United States said about state sovereignty and local autonomy. This great innovation, the great innovation of this design was our citizens would have two political capacities, one state and one federal. We each get that. The next one is the kicker. The Constitution does contemplate, oh wait, no, sorry, we passed the line. Each protected from incursion by the other. That's the last line in the first paragraph. Each protected from incursion by the other. Incursion means entry or trespass. Who is to protect you from incursions from the federal government? State. Does it go to the counties? Yes, it does. We're going to see proof of that too. The Constitution thus contemplates that a state's government will represent and remain accountable to its own citizens. Gosh, this is wonderful. Folks, this is the United States Supreme Court. June 27, 1997. A lot of people, judges, attorneys, even lawyers for the ACLU have told me this is the most powerful 10th Amendment decision in the history of our country.